I wish I could find the original comment and on what post, but I post a lot of content, a lot of videos, as many of you know, and I just couldn't find it. So I'm going to address it anyway in this video. Just give me a couple minutes of your time if you could. I'd appreciate it. It's a topic of curses. And this person was talking, we were talking about the Genesis stories, and he talked about the reality of curses and generational curses specifically. I'm going to break something to you, and it should bring you great relief. Take a lot of stress off your shoulders. Curses aren't real. Curses are not real. Curses do not exist. It's one of those things that people just think are foregone conclusions. That because the Bible talks about them, because mythology talks about them, that somehow, if you tell the stories often enough, that they're real stories, it becomes reality for a lot of people. Thankfully, curses aren't real. It's superstition. There's no room in the 21st century for superstitions of this magnitude. The thought that if there is a God out there, and I'm not discounting the possibility that there is a God, but the God I believe in is not one that's going to put a curse on these people over here. Maybe generations not even born yet who are going to pay the price for what these folks did over here. Either intentionally or accidentally, it doesn't matter. The thought that these people have done something worthy of punishment is an entirely different story. But to take out that punishment of these folks onto their children and children's children and great grandkids and what have you is ludicrous. It's ludicrous. It's barbaric. It's unkind. It's unchristian. It's not something Jesus would do. The fact that it makes sense to so many people shows just how deep the brainwashing and the indoctrination and the domestication from religions has gone. How deep rooted it actually is that people not only believe in curses, no scientific foundation for it whatsoever, there's no demonstrable proof, no curse has ever been proven. Famines, illness, misfortune, those are things that happen, not because a God put a curse on a family or an entire people or nation. It's silly to think so, in my opinion. Thankfully, curses aren't real. Imagine if they were. Imagine if the fact that you have an illness is because something your great, 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 great grandmother or grandfather did. Imagine how horrible it would be if curses were real. So be thankful that they're not. They're just made up fairy tales, mythologies, and things that religions want you to believe are real so that you can kind of stay in line. Color inside the lines, if you will. Because if you are fearful enough that what you do could affect your unborn great-great-grandchildren someday, it's a method of control. It's a very, very insidious method of control. And it's superstition that does not belong in the 21st century. Let's leave it behind.